Hello dear students, I am Prabhat Dubey from Neptune Public School, Gola, and I am going to teach you today heterotrophic mode of nutrition as per the chapter Nutrition in Plants that was started by me. So today we will see that what about the plants that do not possess chlorophyll and are not able to make their food through the process of photosynthesis. Even carbon dioxide, H2O, chlorophyll and sunlight is present, but if any of these factor is missing, then the plants will not be able to make their food and the process of photosynthesis will be checked. So, in case of these heterotrophic plants, they are not able to make their own food due to lack of chlorophyll, and so they opt for different modes of heterotrophic nutrition. And we will discuss one by one what type of plants are there and how this mechanism of obtaining food from other sources takes place. First, we will look at what would be the definition. As per your book, it is written that plants which cannot make their own food due to absence of chlorophyll have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so the absence of chlorophyll is the only factor that leads to this type of nutritional mode, heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The first of it is parasites. As it is mentioned, derive nutrition from the body of other organisms. These type of parasitic plants suck their nutrition from some other sources. They can be plants, they can be animals, any surface on which they are grown, or they develop special type of modifications, structures to suck the nutrients. Some are pseudoparasites that suck all the nutrients from the host where they are grown, and some take only shelter or minerals, water, not fully dependent on any other host. They are not full parasites. So we will see, as it is mentioned in your book, that they are partial and total parasites. So we need to understand the mechanism how partial parasites are dependent on others. There are some parasitic plants that need only shelter. They are able to make their own food due to the presence of chlorophyll, but only want shelter of strong trees. They grow on the trees of mango, or they are lower trees. They absorb moisture through their roots that is present in the atmosphere, but they are able to make their own food because chlorophyll pigment is there. So they are not total parasites. Some plants are there like Cascuta and Rafflesia that are fully dependent. They grow root-like structures and stick to the plant and absorb all the minerals, water and food that is prepared by the process of photosynthesis. So this is one mode of nutrition that is of heterotrophic in nature. Other one is saprophytes. Obtain nutrition from dead and decaying plants and animals. Like some fungus, bacteria are there who depend on dead and decaying plants and animals for their nutrition. The mushroom that we eat also come under this category. A special type of modification is there in their body. Callus structure is there. Protein is synthesized due to the presence of special type of minerals and enzymes that are found in the body of these fungi. And some fungi are also useful for our household activities. The formation of yogurt is also done with the help of this saprophytic mean of nutrition. The bacteria use milk as a medium of nutrition and change the protein that is in milk into yogurt form. So that process is also very necessary. Yeast, the bakery industry also rely on this saprophytic mode of nutrition because fungi is used for the process of making the bread or a cake that is made in our bakery. Also utilized the fungi. of their production. And the third one is insectivorous plants. This is very specific and very interesting mode of nutrition. There are certain modifications in different types of plants which allow them to attract insects and trap them due to the different types of special provisions that are made in the body of these plants. They secrete certain type of chemicals that attract the insects to their specific type of odor and specific type of color. So the insects are attracted by their structure, their smell, and when they come in the vicinity of their modified structure, that is there to catch the insects. Some plants develop feature-like structure where lid is there and this type of modifications is developed. These are the leaves, this is a twig, and feature is developed. When the insect comes, any fly come attracted due to the secretions that are made on this lid and the surface. There are tendrils. When the insect sits on it, the lid is banged and the insect is trapped in this feature. Here, such a type of enzymes are secreted, and this way the digestion of this insect takes place, and the protein and all the chemicals that are contained in the body of this insect is released and supplied to the body of plants. So we can say that this is a carnivorous plant. In general term, we can say that because it is feeding on insects. That is not the general nature of plants. Plants use minerals, air, and sunlight generally to make their food, but this type of specific plants like feature plant feed on insects. This is a very specific mode of nutrition that is shown by some plants like this. Next one is symbiotic plants. In the symbiotic plants, there is a specific type of relationships where alga and fungus, you can write over here, alga and fungus are there and they support each other. There is no exploitation. Both of them are necessary for the existence of their life. There is coexistence, cooperation of work. Alga prepares food. It needs only shelter and minerals, moisture from fungus. Fungus is not able to create its own food, not able to manufacture its own food, so it relies on alga for the food, but can absorb the moisture and supply the H2O and minerals to alga. So here, symbiotic relationship is there, where both the parties that are involved in this type of relations are getting benefited. This is also a very interesting mode of nutrition, where one party is fulfilling the need that is not able to be generated by the one party, and he is also getting benefited equally. Okay, equal benefits are there for both of them. That's why this relationship is known as symbiotic mode of relationship. Okay, and generally, if you talk about human beings, this type of relationship should be developed. Such type of relationships are not sustainable in society where humans interact with each other and a healthy life is prevalent. Symbiotic relationship should also be there in our society. Both of the parties who are involved in a relationship should get benefited equally. So, in this way, we are ending this discussion of heterotrophic mode of nutrition by now. And from the next lecture, we will start how are nutrients replenished in the soil. As we know that the resources that are abundant in our soil is utilized by the plants and the trees that are grown in that soil. So replenishment is needed. There should be certain period where that agricultural field or any unit is to be kept barren. there should be no crop in single season, or some such type of plant should be grown that can enhance the fertility of that soil, that can provide them the micro and macronutrients. Drip nourishment should be there. Okay. As you know that there are different types of cycles. Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon cycle is there. So nitrogen, that is abundant in our atmosphere in the form of free nitrogen, that should be synthesized and get converted into chemical form through the process of nitrogen fixation that is done by leguminous plants. In their root nodules, there are bacteria that synthesize chemical compounds, convert the free nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds, and this compound is made available to the plants for their nutrition and for their storage of food. And these stored nitrogenous compounds are given to us in the form of pulses and different types of other foods, fruits. We depend on these items for our protein requirements. So this process of nitrogen fixation is also very important phenomenon for our life. So we will keep this discussing in the next lecture, and we will end this chapter, okay, tomorrow. Thanks.